Hello pattern lovers, you're welcome and welcome back. It's yet another exciting tutorial, and in today's video we'll be learning together how to make this gorgeous two-piece with a symmetrical design. It's a skirt and blouse or a top and skirt with a symmetrical design. One part is off shoulder with cape and then the other part comes with a cold shoulder. So if you're interested in learning the pattern drafting of this from start to finish, then kindly watch to the end. So your paper is supposed to be on fold because of the symmetrical design, and this line you see here will serve as the shoulder line. Now from that line, I'm going to measure down first to my bust point line, and then I'll measure from my shoulder to my waistline, then from my shoulder to the hip line. We'll be getting the length of the blouse later, but for now, you're going to have from your shoulder to your bust point line, from your shoulder to your waistline, and then from your shoulder to your hip line. Then you're going to use your ruler to rule them out like you see me doing here. I'll label them bust point line, waistline, and the hip line. Now on the shoulder line, I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then I'll go down to the chest line, and on the chest line again, I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then come to this other end and mark my chest line, just so it's straight when I use my ruler to connect them like this. Next, I'm going to mark my standard neck width of 3 inches here, and then I'm going to come down here to about 1.5 for the shoulder slope and connect from that shoulder slope to the 3 inches this way. Then I'll come up here to about 3.25, or better still, you can decide to measure from the shoulder slope to the chest line, get the midpoint there, then you're going to go in there to 1/2 inch and connect it like this. Then now I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4 and use that as a guide to curve the rest of the armhole just like this. The next thing I'll be doing now is to take my waist measurement divided by 4. There is no waist dart, so we are not replacing any dart intake. Then on the hip line, the hip measurement divided by 4. Then I wanted to add about 1.5, but then it's not going to work because the ease allowance is coming to one side. Yeah, we'll be talking about that later. Now I'm going to mark my bust span here on the bust point line. Then from the bust point line, I will come down to my bust dart value. But then since we'll be sewing it, you're not going to connect it all the way to your bust span. You're going to go into about 1/2 inch or 0.75. Then you're going to connect your bust dart to that point. And that's exactly the point where you'll be sewing your bust dart to. The next thing we'll be doing now is to go ahead and trace this out, but first we'll be taking care of this bust dart since we'll be sewing it. You're going to get the midpoint of your bust dart, then from that point you're going to go out to half of your bust dart again. Mine is 1.5, yeah, half of it is 0.75. I'm going to extend it this way, then connect from that point to the bust width, and then from that point again to the waist measurement like this, and of course extend the bust dart like this. Now I'm going to be tracing the rest of the pattern out, every single line I have here, and right after tracing it out, I'm going to open it up, then use my ruler and pencil to mark them out, just so everything I have on the other side of the paper is also on this side of the paper. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to label it left and right, just so we know where we are working on. Now, on the right hand side, yeah, I'm going to start from this shoulder tip and come into how wide I want my shoulder line to be, yeah. And I'm doing about 3.25, measuring from the shoulder to that point. That is my neck width, yeah. Then I'll come down here to about 5.5 for the neck depth and connect it to the neck width I have on the shoulder this way. Next, I'm going to start here on this left hand side there. From the waistline, I'll be coming into 2 inches depending on your size, yeah, that depends on what you're coming in there, but I'm doing 2 inches just so when I connect it to the neck depth, it's not going to be looking out of the ordinary. So take note of that. Whatever it is you're coming in there is what, when you connect it to the neck depth, is still be looking like it's coming straight. So now, depending on your size, you can decide to just connect it like this to the midpoint of the paper, or better still, you go in to about 2 inches or even go out like to the other side. But what I would do for my size now is to measure from the waistline down to 10.5, yeah, or 10 inches, depending on how pointy you want it. Then on that point, I'll be going into 1 inch and make sure I have my 10.5 there again and connect from this point to this point, just like this. and you can see how pointy this is looking. So yeah, if you want, you can do just as I did. Now for the length on this side, I'll be doing about 5.5, yeah. Measuring on the side seam line is about 6 inches, and then I'm going to come in here on this line, yeah. I'll be coming in minusing half inch from what I have on this side. So I have about 5.5. That means I'll be marking 5 inches here. Can you see that? So minus just half inch from what you have on the side, and then you mark it on this point, and that will be the length. Now we'll be going out to 1 inch here. That's the essence of us trying to add 1.5 earlier to the hip measurement. But then since it's not going to both side, we just decided to do it this way so that it's coming just on the left hand side of your blouse. Do you understand? So go out 1 inch there on the blouse length, and then you connect it to the measurement you have on this other line, and it's looking like this. The next thing we'll be doing now is to work on this other side, and to do that I'm going to be minusing 1 inch from what I have here. You see this length I have here, I'm going to come to this other side and minus 1 inch from it and mark it, and that will be the length. Then I'll connect from that point to this pointy part, and you see what we have. Can you see that? So yeah, the next thing now is to work on this off shoulder part, and for that you're going to come down to how off you want it, but I recommend anything from 1.5. So you're coming down to how much you want it to be off on your shoulder, and do not overdo it. Yeah, then you connect it to the neck depth just like this. Now if you leave it like this, it's going to gape regardless of your size. Yeah, so what I recommend that you do is to take out about half inch there, but for me personally, 1.5 will do it for me. Taking out 1.5 will make it sit firm without it gaping at all. Then since this is already an off shoulder part, we are going to be placing our curve like this to curve it. Instead of making the armhole deep, yeah, we are going to just connect it like you see me do it here, and that's pretty much how you go about this side. We are going to keep this aside and work on the back pattern, and for the back pattern we have the center back, we have the shoulder line here, and we're going to start from the shoulder line and go down to the waist line. Yeah, which is going to be 1.5 from what we have on the front pattern. You're measuring from your shoulder to your waistline, then from your shoulder to your hip line. The whole length here is going to be 1.5 shorter than what we used on the front pattern. I'll go ahead and rule out the lines this way. Then on the shoulder line, I'll mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll go down to the chest line. On the chest line again, I'll mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll mark the chest line again on this other point, just so I have a smooth line and a straight line connecting them like this. Next, I'm going to come into the standard neck width of 3 inches. Then come down here to 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and connect from that shoulder slope to the neck width this way. The next thing I will do is to measure and get the midpoint of this part and leave it there because we will need it when we want to cover the armhole. Then I'm going to contour the center back with about half inch. Depending on what you want, that's how much you're contouring your center back. But for now, I'm doing half inch. We'll still be taking it a step further later on. Just keep watching. Then I'm going to take it all the way to the shoulder and then down to the hip line just like this. My measurement to start now from this line. I'll take my bust measurement divided by 4. Then on the waistline, the waist measurement divided by 4. And then on the hip line, the hip measurement divided by 4. Then we are going to connect the measurement out this way and curve from the bust width to the midpoint we got earlier on this line. And this is what the armhole is looking like. The next thing we'll be doing now is to basically go ahead and cut this out, but I'll be tracing this neck width. I'll trace out the shoulder line or the border line here, and then also the center back contour line. Just so I'll use my pencil to mark it out like you see me do it here. And afterward, we are going to label this left and right just like this. Now on this left hand side, that's where we'll be having the off shoulder, yeah. So I'm going to come into the same value I used on the front here. Then for the neck depth, I'm deciding to use the same neck depth I used on the front, which is 5.5. So I'm going to connect from the neck depth to the off shoulder part here this way, and then we are going to start from this point, this shoulder tip, and come into the same 3.2 that we used on the front pattern, and then you're going to connect it to the neck depth, which I said I use the same neck depth as the front. Now folding the center back contour line and placing it on this other part, you see the vision, yeah, because I can see the vision. Now for the length, on this left hand side, we are going to come down to the same thing we used on the front pattern. If you have forgotten, go back to your front pattern and check. Then you're going to be adding 1 inch to what you have on the side on this center part. Yeah, that's the center part of the center back here. You're going to be adding 1 inch to what you have on the side here. Do you understand? But somehow we forgot to add the ease allowance here. There is no paper to add it now, so you do that when you're transferring your pattern to your fabric. Then coming to this other side, I'm going to come down to what I used on the front pattern to go back and check if you have forgotten. Then whatever it is I have on the center back on the other part of the paper, I'm going to mark it also here just so they are the same. Then I'll connect it to the measurement I have on the side seam. Now to contour the center back or the waistline more, I'm going to just come up here to 1 inch and connect it like this. And I will repeat the same thing on this other side, 1 inch this way, and then I'll take it to the side seam just the same way you connect your dart, just in a V shape this way. And then to close it, you're going to slash that line, apply your water glue, or basically place it on the other line. Then you tape it down with your masking tape or cello tape. Then you go ahead and blend in the center back again. Of course, retake your waist measurement if you notice that it's more than what you had earlier. Then I will repeat the same thing on this other part, apply my water glue and place this slashed one on this other waistline. Then go ahead and blend in the center back again. And then from this center back now, that's where I'll be taking or adding my zipper allowance of 1 inch. I'm working with just 1 inch. Go ahead and add whatever zipper allowance you choose to add there. Then now to contour this part, I'll be using the same thing I used for the front pattern, but for this back pattern, you can decide to just minus half inch or 0.25 from what you used on the front, because the back can take much fabric than the front on that part. So you can decide to like take out or like minus from what you use on the front, or better still use the same thing you use on the front. Do you understand? Then we go ahead and cut this out. You see me cutting it out on this zipper allowance, then cut out every other part that I need to cut out. And this is what it's looking like afterwards. Now the next thing we'll be doing now is to just cut out the front pattern, because we're yet to cut it out here. And I'm cutting it out this exact way you see me do it. Since you already marked the lines that we need, you are simply going to cut it out. Don't forget to notch your dart legs, that's the bust dart legs, just so it's easy for you to just also notch it on your fabric. Then by all means indicate which part is going to which part, especially on this peplum part here. Indicate, I notched, and then you see me mark an arrow just so it will be easy for me to indicate. Then again, don't forget to notch your bust dart legs just so it's easy for you to also notch it on your fabric, and then you pick it and sew. It will be easier for you that way. Then for these sleeves, you're going to have two basic sleeves. Yeah, I'm using my pattern, but this is something you can do directly on your fabric. Yeah, then we'll be starting with the off shoulder sleeve. So here you can come down to the same thing you used as your off shoulder value on your pattern. Yeah, or better still, you minus half inch or 1 inch from it and use it. Let's say you do 2.5 as your off shoulder value on your pattern. Here now you can decide to do 1.5 or 2 inches instead of 2.5. Do you understand? And then you're going to connect it like you see me do it here, and take out about 0.75 on the armhole part of the sleeve. But then on this line, this is where you'll be marking your bicep measurement. Make sure it will be firm on your arm. Do you understand? Make sure it will be firm. So use your accurate bicep measurement here, and then you're going to like reconnect it like you see me do it here. And that's it for the off shoulder sleeve. Cutting it out, this is what it's looking like. Now for the coat shoulder, you're going to come down to how low you want it or how open you want it here. I recommend about 2.5. Then here, I recommend about 2 inches as the wideness. If you want, like 2 inches is just okay. Just so 2 inches here, 2 inches there, that's 4 inches. And then you're going to connect it to the depth of this opening here. Do you understand? It's going to look like this at the end of the day, and of course, you're going to cut it out. After cutting it out, you have some pointy parts here, and trust me, if you leave it like this, it's also going to be too pointy, like gaping on your armhole. So you either take it out on this part or you take it out on the inseam of the sleeve. Do you understand? Because this opening here, once you leave it like this, once you fix it to the sleeves, as long as there's no fabric holding it here, it's going to gape, like it's going to become wider than what you have here. So I recommend that you take out half inch where you see me take it out, or better still, you take it out on this side seam here if you want to, or you can even do a combination of both. But then before taking it out on the side seam, I want you to use this to measure it out on your armhole to see if it will still go around your armhole if you take it out. But if it will still go around, then you take it out so that your sleeve becomes well laid out on your arm. Then you're going to just hold this one like this, That's the front pattern, and then the sleeve, and then the other back pattern. Just the ones that should be going to each other, yeah? Just shoulder parts. Place them like that, and then you measure it, and then whatever it is you measured, you're going to be cutting it out on your fabric directly if you want to, but it should be on a bias form. So I'm trying to show you what that looks like a bias form on your fabric. So I'm marking a bias line here on this paper, and then once I have that line, I'm going to come down to how wide I want the cape to be and connect it like this. Then from that point now, you're going to measure that same wideness that, or the same length you measured on the neckline of both the pattern and the sleeve. Do you understand? So go ahead and mark it here. It wasn't giving me the exact value, so I'm trying to like make sure I have the exact value here. I'll mark it this way, then measure the wideness on that point, and yeah, that's pretty much how you go about it. It should only be going like in bias form, nothing serious about it. Just make sure you're cutting this directly like on a bias form on your fabric. But if you do it on a bias form on a paper and cut it straight on your fabric, you're setting yourself for wastage. Yeah, that's just the best way to say it. You're just wasting your fabric because it's not going to sit well on that neckline. It's supposed to be on bias form. But yeah, that's pretty much how you go about it. You're cutting one of these, yeah, and then you're cutting one of these too. Don't forget to notch your bust that, and you're placing this on the right side of your fabric. You see that the blouse is a two-tone, like two colors, so you're placing each of this one, you indicate which color you're working with on this one, and then all the patterns that you need for that color, you're going to label them, and then when cutting them out on your fabric, you're placing it on the right side of your fabric, just so it comes out as you cut it out on your pattern paper. Do you understand? Where you labeled left after making your outfit, it's still going to come out as or on the left hand side. Do you understand? But every single piece that you cut out, you're cutting one of them, and then don't forget to notch your bust that. It should be easy, like when transferring to your fabric, yeah, it should be easy for you to pick it and sew. And then also don't forget to add your side seam allowance. I recommend at least ½ inch, but if you be turning with lining, I recommend about 1.5, just so at the end of the day you still have about 0.75 left. But yeah, go ahead and transfer this to your fabric, add the necessary allowance, and happy sewing. And with that, I'll be seeing you on my next one. Bye bye.